Hello guys, Michaela here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another speed build. Today we are building something a little bit different because I don't do community lots very often. So today we are working on a community lot in the world of Magnolia Promenade. If that's how it's pronounced, it might not be, but anyway. I've recently asked on my Instagram if like what kind of community lots you'd like to see, because I did the art center a couple of months ago and I really enjoyed that. So I was like, you know what, let's try something else, something different, something community again. And I got a suggestion for a flower shop, which I absolutely loved, and it inspired me to create this build in particular. It's a cafe slash flower shop slash apartment. So there is a bigger building, a smaller building. So the bigger building downstairs is the flower shop, upstairs and the third floor it's the apartment, and the smaller building is a cafe exclusively. Which I thought was like a really nice idea. I know it will probably be problematic to run all of it together. I feel like we could either have the cafe and maybe have your sim live on the lot, which I believe is possible. And I'm not even sure if you can have a flower shop. You might, but I'm not sure. So if so, you could also have a flower shop or like a retail shop and live on the lot with your sim as well. So it's a build on a 30 by 20 lot in Magnolia Promenade, as I mentioned before, and it comes in 120,315 simoleons. In the apartment, you can sleep 2 sims if the scoot over trick works for you. If not, only one, because there is a bedroom like up in the third floor. I really enjoyed playing with this, as I said in at the beginning of the video. It's something a little bit different. Again, the style is like a Parisian kind of style, and I was inspired actually by a build by Milge, who is an amazing builder. They do stop motion videos, and they have a YouTube channel as well, and they did a cafe in Rochester, I believe, also with an apartment, with a couple of apartments, maybe even. And I was inspired by her, by their build a lot. So I used the windows from Romantic Garden, which they used as well, and I really kind of got inspired by that style from them, because it kind of is exactly what I was going for. So now I am working on the outside seating for the cafe, which I think looks gorgeous in the end. I would love to have a coffee in there. Wait, not coffee. I'd probably have tea because I don't really drink coffee, but you know what I mean. It's a beautiful place to sit, especially I was taking screenshots during sunset, so the sky looks absolutely gorgeous, like orange, not orange, pink and blue, and just the colors are super pretty. So it would be a really nice place to be at during sunset. I also used this fence, but I am not sure what it's from. I use it on the roof and on the house, as well as down here as kind of like flower beds, because I was going for like a very sophisticated Parisian look. I wanted to make sure that the landscaping is also kind of contained within these blocks of the fence, because it felt kind of what you would see in a place like this, more like contained, kind of taken care of, you know, in order. So that's why I decided to go for these squares, and I think it turned out really nice. It's not something I usually do with my landscaping, because usually my landscaping is very, not necessarily overgrown, but fairly free, and you don't really have it contained like this. But it was a nice change to kind of try something a little bit different, and yeah, I really like that. I also placed a little greenhouse sort of thing in the bigger house where the flower shop is, which turns out to be a space for like workshops. I'm not sure if it's functional, probably not, but I imagine that maybe the sim that owns this place has like flower arranging workshops for other sims. I know, as I said, it probably doesn't work that way in the game, but I thought it was a nice detail, kind of realistic, because I know that a flower shop here where I live also offers some workshops on flower arranging, so I thought it was like a nice detail. I also added this bike stand out here, which again I thought was like a really nice realistic addition to the build, because I feel like a lot of people use bikes nowadays, so I felt like it was needed. Back here, I thought this would be like a perfect place for the sim that owns this place to kind of grow their flowers. So I believe these flower, like, I don't know, like these boxes for the flowers are from Cottage Living, and I used this base game bush with flowers on it to kind of create different colors. So it would be like maybe they take the flowers here that they use for the flower arranging, or they maybe sell some of them as well to people who come, and so on. I'm kind of jumping in between one and the other building. So now I am at the cafe working on this little covered area. It's not really covered because there's only a fence, and you know, if it's raining, it can obviously like fall through, but it's still kind of covered, unlike the rest of the house. I used a lot of things from Discover University because the style kind of fit, especially with like the doors and the windows, especially. I think the windows that I used upstairs are from Discover University, as well as the windows in the cafe. I also used the doors from Strangerville, and here I am kind of making the entrance into the apartment. It was quite tricky to make it work because I used the medium wall height, so kind of making it work, making it fit, and the stairs, because it's so big, it's quite like large. It was interesting to kind of make it work downstairs, especially because I wanted to make sure there was an entrance, obviously, into the apartment from the downstairs, but it ended up being a little weird, awkward, I'd say. But there ends up being a bathroom or like right next to the entrance into the apartment, so it does not end up being as weird. I would have wanted it better, but that's just how it ended up looking, unfortunately. Yeah. So, right now that I'm recording voiceover, I am hopefully finished with my last exam in school because I did it yesterday, which was Thursday. And hopefully I will have now 3 weeks of relaxed time before my semester starts again, which I am extremely excited about. I have some really cool projects working on. I have one like really quite a big project, but it's super exciting and I cannot wait to get started on it and show you guys as soon as possible because I am absolutely thrilled and excited and in love with the idea. So just stay tuned for that. Also, I was talking about streaming. So far, I did not find a lot of time for it. I did try it like once or twice, but right now I'm a bit swamped with other things. And because we might go away next weekend for a vacation, I just need to make sure that I have everything planned and scheduled and ready to go because, yeah, I'm not going to be home. So I just want to make sure that I have everything ready for when I leave. Now we are working on the apartment upstairs, which is like a very sophisticated, light, airy, bright, super cute apartment. Too much words. Anyway, I made the living room in like a very cute boho kind of style, I feel like. So there is a lot of flowers, a lot of pink, a lot of blue, a lot of like very nice, calming colors, but like very feminine, I feel like. A lot of flowers because obviously the person that lives here owns the flower shop, so they probably love flowers. So why not make the entire apartment about flowers because it's cute. I also thought that they have a cat that lives with them here, because, I mean, why not? And maybe I've imagined that the person that lives here is just a cat person. I don't know why, but I just feel like they are. I just feel like they are a cat person. I think the kitchen of this apartment is probably my favorite part of the build because it's super cute and I love the like light blue swatch of the counters from Cottage Living. Right now they're the darker blue ones, but I ended up switching them to a color which is like light blue, and it kind of really looks nice with the pink and the green and like other colors in the apartment, which I thought was very kind of complementing with the wallpaper that I used, which is from Decor to the Max kit, and I kind of took the inspiration for the colors from that. So here you can see the the counters that I actually end up going with because they kind of draw the colors from the wallpaper, which I thought looked absolutely gorgeous in here because I was going for this like sophisticated, very neutral, very not modern, but like the Parisian look, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like a very sophisticated, elegant look, and I think the wallpaper just works perfectly for it. Now we moved on to the upstairs area, which is where the bedroom is. I decided to use this bed from Cottage Living because I really liked the swatch and kind of complemented again the color scheme that I was going for. Now I'm just adding some decorations here with these paintings from Paranormal that I kind of stacked on top of this decoration from Eco Lifestyle. And I'm just kind of finishing off. I used, unlike downstairs, here I used this pink wallpaper from My Wedding Stories, which is kind of like an ombre look, and I kind of again thought it really nicely complements with the rest of the things in the room because I have the blue on the bed, so the walls are going to be pink. I was trying to kind of keep this more classy style, unlike my normal modern style. So I use a lot of items from packs like cats and dogs. The chairs downstairs are from high school years. The table is again, I believe, from cats and dogs. You have Paranormal chair, which is also downstairs. This backside table is, I believe, from Get Together. So it's more classy rather than romantic, not romantic, modern, which is what I normally go for. And I also placed a piano or like keyboards, as well as a yoga mat because, I mean, why not? I feel like everyone loves yoga these days, including me. So having a yoga mat works really well here, I feel like. Now I'm just working on the bathroom. This is, I think, the only bathroom that I show because the bathrooms in the flower shop and the cafe are pretty similar. Here I'm working on the workshop area I talked about earlier, so it's kind of like a greenhouse situation. Sorry, forgot the word. And I put four different flower arranging tables, which I mean can be used if someone comes around, but my idea was kind of make it as the workshop area, but obviously that's not going to be functional. Right by the door, I made kind of like a relax area. Maybe people like to come over, hang out, because the person that owns this shop is really like the heart of the community and they love to host people. So maybe they host some lectures, or I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to think about what the person can do for the community they live in as well. So here is kind of like the cashier counter where you would probably buy the plants. I also placed another flower arranging table, which I imagined would be for the owner of the shop, who kind of arranges the flowers for a living. I used a lot of these flowers from my wedding stories, which are probably the wedding bouquets, but I used them here as kind of to show the arrangements that the person that owns this, that the sim that owns this store can do for others. I'm just finishing off this hangout area, which is really cute. And we're going to just add plenty of plants, and I think we're going to change the like not backsplash, but like the back of the store. I initially had these storage units from Laundry Day, but I ended up going for the same counters that I have upstairs in the kitchen, and also as the counter for the cashier. I'm not fully sure about like how much I like the flower shop, because it's so out of my comfort zone that I just am not sure if I like the way it turned out. But generally, I think it is really pretty, and yeah, I like the vibe. I'm just not 100% sure about the different parts of the. I love the greenhouse, like the workshop area that I kind of sectioned off, but I'm just not completely sold on this area of the shop, because, as I said, I don't usually build community lots. So for me, sometimes they get really overwhelming and kind of hard to judge whether they look good or not. So honestly, right here when I was working on this, I was ready to kind of demolish the house and say, okay, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this. But I pushed through, and I think it turned out really nice. Especially the apartment. I loved the apartment, so that was kind of not the breaking point, but kind of decided why I didn't get rid of the house, because I was like, you know what, I kind of really like the apartment, so it would be a shame to get rid of that. So I was like, just like, let's stick with it and just push through. And I think it turned out really pretty, and I'm happy that I didn't demolish, like bulldoze the whole lot. I'm just adding some finishing touches, finishing decorations, and I believe we're soon going to move on to the cafe. I kind of took the color scheme a little bit into the cafe. It's very blue, black and white, with, I believe, some touches of like wood, but mostly black, blue and white, because I was inspired by this wallpaper again from the Decor Max kit that I use in a different swatch, like here in the other house. So I used this different swatch of the wallpaper, and that kind of inspired the whole theme here. So I think I went for the same chairs that I have next door, which are the chairs from high school years, and I ended up going for them here as well as the couch that I have next door, which is also from high school years, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I made this like beautiful display wall of paintings because, I mean, why not? I kind of fit with the vibe that I was going for the cafe. The building itself is fairly small, and there is not a lot of space to sit inside. But there is plenty of space to sit outside. So I felt like it's mainly a space where people hang out outside. And yeah, here we have the bathroom. I thought I didn't show it, but I apparently ended up showing it. There are two toilets. It's fairly simple. It's pretty much the same style as the other apartments, as the other bathrooms, apart from the fact that I have these like toilet stalls instead of normal toilets, because obviously it's a community lot, so you need to have the toilets. I used tables from Cottage Living, I believe, with, as I mentioned, the chairs from high school years. I love these chairs so much. They have really cute swatches, and they're really beautiful, especially for this type of home. I think I ended up using them in like an apartment that you'll see in a couple of weeks that was like really modern, but they still look really pretty because they had like a really nice swatch that paired really nicely with the style that I was going for that particular apartment. I also kind of played around with the windows and door situation here because I wanted to make sure that everything was kind of flowing nicely. And now we're just finishing off the outdoor seating, which is going to be almost the end of today's speed build. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you want to download this build, you can get it on the gallery. My ID is michaelasimsyt, or you can get the tray files in the description box below, and as always on my Ko-fi page. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any video that I post. I post every Sunday, like every Sunday, a big speed build and then a lot of smaller videos. Yeah, have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!